Wednesday marks the 50th anniversary of President Lyndon Johnson's War on Poverty speech, an idealistic call to end poverty in this country. In the coming days, Al Jazeera's correspondents across the country will examine its successes, failures, and how its legacy will shape our lives today. We begin with Mark Schneider on the speech that set it all in motion.
And this administration today, here and now, declares unconditional war on poverty in America.
The speech came less than 2 months after the assassination of President Kennedy.
Our aim is not only to relieve the symptom of poverty, but to cure it, and above all, to prevent it.
Poverty had been a major concern of President Kennedy, and with the country still grieving and almost 1 in 5 Americans living in poverty, Johnson declared war on poverty. University of Texas at Dallas professor Mihai Nadin wrote a book about how poverty can undermine the viability of the United States. He says Johnson's war on poverty speech was one of his best, and the timing was perfect.
Johnson realized that he is not going to be a loved president. Therefore, it's much easier to continue the line of a president that was more than admired, he was loved and whatever, and take his agenda and make it yours, all the time making sure that you give enough credit to the person.
Let us carry forward the plans and programs of John Fitzgerald Kennedy, not because of our sorrow or sympathy, but because they are right.
To help convince Congress to invest in the war on poverty, Johnson took his plan to the people. Known as poverty tours, Johnson went to see the poorest of the poor in places like the mountains of West Virginia.
It helped push the legislation, and every time you played these little theatrics, you are going to have success.
5 years after the law passed, poverty dropped from nearly 20% to around 11%. Today, it's back around 15%. That's more than 46 million Americans, according to the Census Bureau.
The richest nation on earth can afford to win it. We cannot afford to lose it.
The war of poverty is yet another war that America is not winning. We cannot win the war on poverty for anyone else. Those who are affected by poverty can be empowered in order to get out from this condition.
Professor Nadin says he believes President Johnson had the best intentions, and the war on poverty had an impact, just not the impact the country was hoping for. Trillions of tax dollars, and 5 decades later, poverty persists. Mark Schneider, Al Jazeera, Dallas.